Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me. I would like to talk about new beginnings. Today is the spring equinox, which means that day and night, light and dark, are in equal balance. So night is as long as day, day is as long as night, and there is an equal balance for both. And the spring equinox usually stands for new beginnings, new growth in general, because spring means nature is coming back, is starting to grow, starting to sprout. It means new ideas, new opportunities, new possibilities. It means that we are moving out whatever doesn't serve any longer, and we are bringing in new. We are renewing ourselves, our perspectives, our opportunities, our possibilities, and we're starting new in a sense, as we are bringing in fresh energies and fresh possibilities, fresh opportunities. Now that doesn't mean that when I say we're moving out the old, that doesn't mean that you have to get rid of everything from your life so far. It just means that we had time over winter to think about our beliefs, our patterns, our life, and maybe think about some changes, things that don't serve any longer, things that do not work for us any longer, and that may have worked in the past or may have not worked in the past, which really doesn't matter. We have realized and recognized that certain things, be it behavior, be it thought patterns, be it our job, be it a relationship, be it wherever we live in, things do not work for us any longer. And that is usually what happens throughout winter, when we go more inward and we think about what is going on in our life, within and without, and we start making or thinking about changes. And usually this time of year, spring, right around the spring equinox, when nature is starting to renew and rebirth everything, and everything is growing and everything is blooming and blossoming, this is the perfect time to implement changes of whatever we have decided we would like to change in our life. Again, be it a job, a relationship, a housing situation, or maybe we would like to change our diet. This is the perfect time to make such changes and to implement such changes, because we are part of nature, and as we are part of nature, we go with the flow of nature. So as nature renews, we renew. Not necessarily throwing out everything, but throwing out the things that do not serve any longer, and bringing in new ideas, new possibilities, new opportunities. And this is the time where these changes can be implemented the smoothest, the easiest. Now, that doesn't mean you cannot put into place changes throughout the year. You can always implement changes, but this springtime, right around this time, is the time where these changes take hold the easiest, can be implemented the easiest, if that makes sense. So in order to make changes in our life, and it doesn't matter at what point in time we try to make changes, but in order to make changes in our life, we first need to know where we're standing in our life, our situation, our circumstances. We need to have figured out what works for us and what doesn't work. So what doesn't serve us any longer, that should be what needs to be changed. And now we don't have to change everything at once. Sometimes it's good to change step by step, implement first and then next to get to where we want to be. But we should, at this point of the year, we should have an idea of what is not working for us any longer and what do we want to see change, and what can we do to implement the change. Is it a behavior of ours? Is it something we have been doing that we would like to change? Is it something in our immediate surroundings that we would like to change? Is it maybe a job situation that we're not happy with any longer and that we have put up with, but now we feel it's time to change? So whatever it is we would like to change, it usually starts with our thoughts, with our mind. It starts with having an idea, going within, being aware. What do we want to change, and what does it take to make the change we would like to see? So usually it takes clearing out whatever is there. Now in a job situation, it could be very well that we just hand in our resignation and hopefully have already looked for a new job and found a new job. Or it may be that we first need to reevaluate, is this the kind of job I really want to do? And if that's not the job, then what kind of job would I be looking for? What would I like to do? The same with a housing situation, the same with a partner. If we decide something doesn't work anymore in our life and we would like to make a change, have a new beginning, so to speak, we need to figure out if and exactly what does not work for us anymore, so that we do not end up going in a loop, let's say change a job, but end up with the same type of job that we're already not happy with. So if we want to make changes, we should be thorough and be aware of what it takes to make that change. As part of the awareness, how and what type of change we would like to see is evaluating, are we aligned with what our soul would like, or are we just making decisions by the mind? Now, if the mind is making decisions, the mind would like to keep us safe, keep us secure. The mind would like to see stability and comfort and all these things, and that sometimes may prevent us from making the changes that truly make us happy. So we, like I said with the job example, we may end up switching a job, but because our mind tells us, oh, this new job is just as safe and as secure, because the mind really doesn't like changes. The mind likes to stay with what is known, because the mind likes to reason that, well, this is well known and this is functioning and working. We may not be happy, but it's been working nonetheless. And so if we let the mind decide, we may end up in the same situation we have been before we made the change. And this is what we would like to prevent. So we need to really go within and have the awareness of what it takes to make that change and what would make us happy, our soul, our spirit, energy, consciousness, whatever you would like to call it. What would make us happy? Not what makes the mind happy and what keeps the mind secure. And sometimes it really means taking risks. New beginnings can be frightening, and that's why the mind likes to always play it safe. But that's where we need the awareness of where do we want to go, what kind of change, and how do we want to make the change, so that in the end, after the change, we see truly a change and not end up with the same but slightly different results that we already had before. We recognized over the course of, let's say, the past few months, winter months, we recognized that these energies are not beneficial to us anymore, and holding on to those energies is not beneficial to us anymore. It doesn't work for us anymore. So it is time to let go, it is time to release, and it is time to clear them out of our field, if that makes sense. I would say energies that hold us back, if that makes sense. Energies that keep us stuck in the same old pattern, whether it's a belief, whether it's a pattern, whether it's a behavior, whether it's a pattern of always getting the same kind of job because it feels safe, living in the same kind of living situation, housing situation, because it feels safe. We want to make sure when we make a change, it really is the change that our soul desires. Now, what is really important is the intention, that we really hold the intention to shift and make changes in our life and have new beginnings. Because if we're going at this only half-heartedly, then the mind usually wins, and the mind, trying to keep us safe, will keep us in the same loop, and we end up in a similar situation as whatever we wanted to try to change. This is Amazonite and is very beneficial for seeing new possibilities, new opportunities, so that we can have new beginnings and implement change in our life, whether that be work life, the housing situation, whether it would be our health, diet, or even a new partner in life. So this will help clear out old energies and make room, make space for new energies of new possibilities, new beginnings, new opportunities, and give us the ability to actually recognize and see new opportunities and new possibilities. We have a tendency to hold on to energies, whether it be people, situations, accommodations, it doesn't matter, it's all energy. So we have a tendency, because we as humans are creature of habit, and we have a tendency to hold on to energies because they feel comfortable, even though they may not be working for us, but we're comfortable with it because it is a known situation or a known person, it is a known energy. And we have the tendency to stick with what we know versus risking to try something new, if that makes sense. So we have to really put our mind and our heart into a change, into making the change, having new beginnings, so that our whole body system can work together. Because if our mind says one thing and our heart, our soul says the other thing, then there is like a collision, and it causes friction, and it causes the body to react with anxiety and feeling stressed out and feeling confused, because the mind is saying one thing but the soul is saying another thing. And if that is not in alignment, then that can cause all kind of energetic and physical issues with the physical body. And for the most part, we might not see the change that we would like to see. Unfortunately, our mind overrides the guidance that we're receiving, the inner guidance, the higher guidance. Our mind overrides it because the mind is always trying to keep us comfortable, keep us safe. And like I said, the mind likes to stick with things that are already known. The mind, which is part of this physical body, does not like change per se, because change is always unpredictable, and the mind likes to predict things and likes to know what's going on, and likes to feel like the mind is in control. And that's why people, a lot of times, if they feel stuck, it's the mind keeping them stuck in the same old situations. Okay, I've been having difficulties to get this video done today, and I really wanted to do on the spring equinox because of the energies that come in, the energies of new beginnings and of new opportunities, new possibilities that the spring equinox represents. And it's been very windy. It's been very cold today. I think we had 40 something degrees this morning, and I had to wait till the afternoon, where I usually prefer to do my videos in the morning. It's been windy, it's been knocking over my phone. So but we're getting it done, and that's the important part. And I had a shift with the sun because the sun was coming down and I couldn't see the screen anymore, but we're bringing this to an end today. New beginnings all along. So again, if the mind and the soul, spirit, energy, consciousness work together, then it is a smooth transition, and that's really what we would like to see, versus a struggle of going back and forth, not knowing if the change will be working, or the insecurities of having new territory. So we would like to go into these situations with the confidence that we made the right decision and that it will benefit us in the long run, and that we are capable, perfectly capable, of starting and seeing through whatever we have set our heart and our mind to, if that makes sense. So I would like to thank you for being here today and sharing this time with me, spending time with me for this energy session. I wish you all the best with whatever changes you have coming up in your life, and that everything goes smoothly. And thank you again for spending time here with me today. I really appreciate your presence. Niho Nahiaha. You are supported, you are safe, you are guided, and you are loved. All is well. I see you, I appreciate you, I honor you. Much love and blessings.